Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to another vlog. It is, I don't know what day it is. It's Thursday. I lied. It's like 8:30. I have a series of 3 calls in a row starting at 9 o'clock, which is wild. I'm doing some like meetings with accountants before I decide, because I've been looking for a new accountant and bookkeeper like all in one, and tax season just happened, so like people were obviously very booked and busy until pretty much right now. So I will be doing that this morning, 1 at 9, 1 at 10, and 1 at 10:30, I believe. And then today is kind of like a day off for me. So we're gonna pop around, do a couple of things. We'll see what we end up getting up to. But what I thought would be fun for this vlog is to basically go about my day and do like a little bit of a Q&A, so answer your questions that you may have, but do it in like kind of a different way. I've seen a couple of people do this. Sorry, I'm making a weird face. And there's a stain on my sweatshirt, but we're gonna ignore that. This is actually Drew's. I stole it. I need to figure out like what to put over that. But anyways, I thought it would be fun to do a Q&A, but actually do it where I can hear you guys. I used to do Snapchat Q&As back in the day, where you guys would send like a video or just audio and ask me a question, and it was so fun. I enjoyed doing it so much. And I was looking through like old videos the other day and how I used to do that, and I was like, wait, I should try to figure out a way to do that now. So I asked on Instagram if anyone would be interested to send me a voice memo, and quite a few of you guys have sent them. So I have no idea. I'm going to listen to them for the first time with you, and we'll just do like a little bit of a different Q&A, and it'll be so fun to hear your voices, because I really only ever get to see like text on a screen or occasionally a picture. So I think this will be so much fun. While I get ready for the next few minutes, I thought we'll answer some questions. We'll see what you guys want to know. I don't know, maybe this will be like a fun new way for us to connect a little bit more. So I'm gonna start from the very beginning. I don't know if you guys want me to say your names or not, so I won't, just to keep things anonymous, but here is the first one. I'm so excited. It's like, yeah, like we're voice memoing a friend or something.
Here I come with my voice memo. How are you doing is my first question,
Aww.
as always. And my second question is, what is something that you do or have now that you think little Carrie would look at and be absolutely amazed by? That's it. Love you. Bye.
Oh my god, love you too. That's so nice. First of all, I'm doing okay. Thank you for asking. Dealing with some anxiety and little things like that, but I am honestly in like a pretty good place. Oh my gosh, what is something I have now that younger Carrie would like only dream about? Like my first like, you know, vapid answer is my closet, like my collection of clothing. I just was such a little fashion lover as a kid, so like I think I would lose my mind at like my closet. I also think like probably my job, like being able to do this and connect with people and get voice memos from people around the world and have that become a career, you know? That's like, oh my gosh. But honestly, I think just the way I've lived my life and like created my life to be the way it is, like to have this very calm, peaceful, yet still really like flexible and spontaneous type of lifestyle, like being a, you know, temporary snowbird, all that kind of stuff. Like I think younger me would have absolutely lost her mind. That is so sweet. Oh my gosh, I can't wait to listen to more of these. There's so many. I'm intimidated.
Hi Carrie, I think this is so cool that you are doing this. First of all, I just want to say I've been following you for absolutely ever, and I love your content. So just thank you for continuing to post. But my question for you is, what is something that you could talk about for hours that you didn't get the chance to talk about a lot because nobody tends to ask?
I love this question. Also, thank you so much for watching for so long. That means so much. I was watching actually old vlogs yesterday and I was like, I'm annoying. So thank you so much. The first thing that popped into my head when you said that is North Sentinel Island. I have such a curious obsession with North Sentinel Island. I've talked about it, I think, in vlogs before, because there's such limited information on it that makes it fascinating to me, if that makes sense. It is an island in a chain of the Andaman Islands off of the coast of, like, it's into the Indian Ocean. It is an entirely indigenous island where people have never gone there before, or I should say rarely gone there before. They are extremely protective of their land. They will quite literally kill you if you come there. And I think it's so cool and fascinating, and like it is one of, if not like the only like uncolonized land that exists in the world, which is crazy. And I just love it. There have been, you know, forms of contact throughout the year. There have been a couple of Americans who have unfortunately gone there. Well, one of them actually went there and was killed. Another one went there and was arrested because he like came back and didn't find anyone, didn't make contact with anyone. Anyways, they will straight up shoot you with like arrows. Even after the tsunami that happened in Thailand in, what was it, 2004? It caused a lot of the sea levels to rise in nearby islands in the ocean. And like, I think the Coast Guard and other people were coming to check on this island, and like they were like, yeah, it was not good. So I just think it's so fascinating and cool, and I have so much respect for those people, and I would never go there, that's for sure. But I think just because there's such limited info, it just feels so fascinating. And then also the Titanic. I was a Titanic kid, and I will talk about the Titanic like so much.
Hi Carrie, I was just wondering, what's something that most people don't know about you? I can see it being a hard question to answer because of how much you share your life on the internet with us, but I was just curious. Love you.
Love you. Oh my gosh, that's so nice. Okay, yeah, there probably is a lot because like you said, I do share a lot, but I also don't share a lot too. And I think like the older I've gotten and the more I've been on the internet, the more sort of boundaried I've become about what I talk about. But I'm trying to think more randomly. Like, what's a random thing? I feel like people do know this, but maybe people don't. I have a really heavy musical background. Like, I took piano as a kid, I played the flute, I play guitar, I sing. Singing is kind of like my biggest joy and passion in life. And I've occasionally sang on the internet before. I actually, in like 2016, I posted a couple of cover videos on YouTube that are since gone, thank goodness. That was like when posting covers was popular. But yeah, my dad's a musician. He's a full-time musician. Actually, he has been a musician my entire life. He was actually the guitar player for a few different people growing up. My entire childhood, he played guitar for Glenn Campbell, who sang that song Rhinestone Cowboy, if you've heard of him. Your parents will probably know who that is. And that was like most of my childhood. And then he played for Kenny Chesney for one tour when I was in high school. It was the Margaritas and Senoritas tour, I'm pretty sure. And he's like very briefly in one of his music videos, which is so fun. The song is called Live Those Songs, and you can see in like the walk-up scene in the beginning, he's walking up with my dad, and it was so fun for him. He filled in for someone else basically that was like having surgery. And so I grew up being just extremely musical. I used to want to be like a singer. Like that used to be the career that I wanted to do. Like I was just obsessed. I really, really love music, but I kind of realized that it's just something I like to keep as like a personal hobby. And like when I'm singing karaoke on my channel, I'm not singing for real, obviously. So I very rarely sing for real, like, or document that anyway. And it's just something that, yeah, I like to kind of keep for myself. But I went through a phase where like I was recording songs, and I've been on like a couple projects as like a background vocalist, like singing harmonies and stuff. But yeah, like singing is a huge part of me in my life, and like music is truly everything to me. So maybe a lot of you guys didn't know that. All right, let's do my hair. Okay, next question.
Have you ever been to a Ren fair? If not, is it something that you think you and Drew would like to do? I know that you are into D&D and he paints minis, and I would love to see you dressed up as a mystical, whimsical creature.
Oh my god, that's so fun. No, I've never been to a Ren fair. I've just never, like, usually the time that it would happen in Arizona, it was so hot outside that I was like, no way, but I'm not against it. The opportunity has never presented itself, so like, I'm not opposed. I would love to try it at some point. I think the fashion really would be what I was there for. Oh, don't mind my makeup eraser towel in the background. I think I've just got to find the right time.
Carrie, this is such a fun idea. Thanks for letting us chat with you. My question is, if you could have any other job other than being a content creator, what would it be and why?
Oh, that's a tough one. I feel like I change my answer on this frequently. I think I'd be a really good, I still would probably want to do something creative. I think I'd be a really good editor. Also, I think I've said this before, but my dream job would be to work at like a record label and pick singles for artists. Like they play their album and I'm like, you should have this be your single, or like this song is a smash or whatever. I feel like a talent that I have is being able to pick out if a song is a smash. You know what I mean? That's definitely one of the first things that comes to mind. This is so fun. I love this so much. I want to do this all day. I have like 10 more minutes to do this.
Okay, so I love you. Hope you're well.
Love you too.
Long-time viewer. But my question for you is, who do you admire the most in this world and why? If you had to pick one person, even if you don't know them personally, but just admire someone, I would love to hear it. Thanks.
Oh my gosh, that's such a good question. Immediately, like, well, I want to say one of my parents and just kind of all the adversity that they've been through. But then I also think about some of my idols, like, I don't know, Drew Barrymore to me is like the epitome of what I want to be as a person. Like just this confident, exuberant, sparkly person who like makes people feel safe and understood and seen, and like is so talented and has been through so much and has like come out on the other side. And I also think about the long line of women that I came from that are loud, unabashed, maybe even sometimes like, you know, I was looking back at home videos recently and like my grandma and my great grandma were sitting there with me, and they were like man spreading, and they had these deep booming voices and like really took up space. They were not reined in, okay? Like they were wild, and I still look up to a lot of that. And also, oh my god, my grandparents on my mom's side, oh, the sweetest, most lovely, kind people ever. Like, loved them so much. Oh my god, I never want this to end.
First off, I adore you. My question is, it is so hard when because you're a business owner. It's so hard when you're in a season of business where it's just slow and you're not getting the things that you need to get to like feel safe in your life. And I'm sure you deal with that as a content creator. Like I'm sure it goes up and down. There's like good months and bad months. So I'm wondering, have you figured it out? The key to like, you know, making yourself feel better and how to navigate those like slower seasons. That's all. You're awesome. Bye.
Oh, thank you so much. You're awesome too. I love this. Can we all FaceTime? Like, I'm obsessed with this. Yeah, full disclosure, like at the beginning of this year, I would say I was probably at one of the lower points in my career. Like, I feel like, especially lately with vlogs, my views have almost halved, and I've noticed a lot of creators that this is happening to. It's not just me. And it's hard when those things happen to not be like, what's wrong with me? What am I doing wrong? People don't like me, blah, 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 which like, I'm sure there's some truth to some of that, but mostly it's algorithmic. Like YouTube just changed how they do their subscriptions, and it's like really hard to find people's content if it's not recommended to you. Luckily, I work with a new manager since about, I don't know, November or so of last year, and that's really, really helped a lot, and things have kind of started going on the upswing again. But yeah, it is truly like a just hold on tight and ride the wave as best as you can. And it's really hard not to internalize some of that, or to place blame on yourself, or to, yeah, like you said, not feel safe in those moments. But really the best thing that I've learned is just to ride the wave and realize that nothing is permanent. Like everything truly is temporary. And it does seem like, yeah, just like long form content itself doesn't it's not as popular, which I love. I still watch my YouTube girlies, theys, thems, guys, whoever that I love. Like, I watch it like it's TV. Yeah, and so it just feels like now in an era where short form is king, like it really is what brands are looking more for, and people are watching more often, and not as many people have the time or the attention span or whatever for long form content. But I just love it so much. It feels so much cozier, and I feel like my personality is like able to have room to breathe a lot more with long form content. So like, I'm not gonna stop doing it. But yeah, there were times where I kind of reconsidered, even recently. Like, and you know, I've had quite an ebbing and flowing relationship with vlogging itself, but I think I've found like boundaries and ways to make it a lot more sustainable and not take things so personally, and you know, all that kind of stuff. So I wish I had some sort of magic answer, because I know it's hard for a lot of people in a lot of different careers right now. A lot of friends of mine have gotten laid off, and a lot of people are working at jobs that have mass layoffs and stuff, and it's a crazy time. But yeah, I'm just doing my best to kind of try and ride the wave as best as I can. Okay, I have like 5 minutes until my call, but let's answer one more. I need to get changed too, so this is probably a bad idea.
Hi, first of all, absolutely love you. So this isn't really a catch-up question, but more so wanting your valuable opinion. Do you think it's possible to start like being an influencer or content creator right now, even though it's already so heavily saturated, like literally everybody wants to do it? And what advice would you give for somebody trying to start? I literally think about it every day, and I honestly feel like I could be really good at it, but it is so daunting to think like, what's going to set me apart from everybody else when this, like, everybody else wants to do it?
That is such a good question. I absolutely think it's possible to be a content creator still if you start now, and in some cases I feel like you almost have more of a benefit if you start now. This is such a good time to be online. I feel like with platforms like TikTok and Instagram especially, the algorithm is like this unknown new thing. Like, anybody can pop off, anybody can go viral, and like truly focusing on your own specific interests, I feel like are what helps your content do better. Like, I will try to curate the most perfect outfit or plan the most, like, you know, aesthetic content or things that I think people want to see, but then when I'll post a random one-off thing, that's what pops off. Do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like people can read into the authenticity, but I absolutely think you should do it. And really the advice is just to do it. Like, you don't have to buy a big fancy camera. Literally just film on your iPhone, post it on TikTok, post it on Instagram. Who cares what people think? This is your one life. This is your one life on this tiny little rock in this gigantic floating atmosphere. You know what I mean? So let me know when you do, because I will subscribe. Okay, first call. I'm not changing because I don't have time, and we will check in after. Hello. Hi, so nice to meet you. Okay, just finished up call number 1. Very helpful. We have a little bit of time in between, so let's see what the next question is.
Hi Carrie, I hope you're doing well. My question for you is, since some time has passed now, since both Layla and Moo have passed, I was just curious where you were at in terms of your grief journey when it comes to pet loss and losing beloved members of your family, because I'm in a similar situation where I lost one of my pets recently, and I just know that's the type of thing you never really forget. So if there's any things that make you think of them or remind you of them, I'd love to know.
Oh, that's so sweet. I'm so sorry for your loss too. That's just, I was like literally grieving yesterday, and Layla's been gone for, God, 2.5 years now, and it's just so odd to think about how different my life is now. My entire life revolved around these animals and their care, and if they needed, like, you know, to go to the vet, if they needed medication, when they were eating, when they were going to the bathroom, cleaning up after them, you know, all that kind of stuff. Everything revolved around that. And then overnight my life changed. And like I said earlier, I was watching old vlogs yesterday, and Layla was in one of them, and it almost like took my breath away. Like, it truly was like a punch in the gut, and I was just so sad. Like, I was just closing my eyes and thinking I would give anything to just grab her big stinky face. yeah, it hurts. It really hurts. I miss having Moo in bed with us. Like, I miss, you know, having a cat laying on my chest. There's a lot of things that I miss. And Drew and I talk a lot about animals and if we would get other animals and what we want. And I was literally on a couple different rescue Instagram pages the other day. It's truly wild. Like, these animals have such an impact on us. I have talked about this before, but like, I will talk to my dad on the phone and he'll start weeping about Layla. Same with my mom. Like, it's almost hard to talk about her sometimes without breaking down in tears. Because, you know, that's the only children I've ever had. And in my mind, I gave birth to them. So it's a tough one, and I'm so sorry for anyone else who's going through pet grief. And it truly is like losing a family member. Like, it really rocks your world. I've been trying to let myself feel the sad feelings just because I think I can tend to push it down and try to avoid it and avoid feeling uncomfortable and avoid feeling sad and in pain and stuff. But you just gotta feel it, you know what I mean? You gotta let yourself feel it because that's how you move through it. I am so grateful for the time that I had with them. It was the best. I don't want to cry. Okay, let's do one more.
I guess my question is, what's the best advice your therapist has ever given you? I'm in therapy and I feel like my therapist just tells me how I feel instead of like offering the advice. So I guess also, how do you find a good therapist? Thanks.
Oh my gosh. Okay, this is so random, but I found my therapist through a mutual that I have on the internet. A friend of mine, like an online friend of mine, had seen a video that I posted and I was talking about my phobia and how it's like controlling my life and how I'm really struggling. And she reached out and was like, I think you should reach out to one of my friends who is a therapist. And she's like a colleague and a friend, and she works specifically with people with OCD, and she's wonderful and she's licensed here, and here, whatever, and you should reach out to her. And I was like, oh my gosh. Okay. And then I didn't reach out for like a year. Well, maybe like almost a year, because I was just afraid of having to do exposure therapy and afraid of, yeah, like facing some uncomfortable feelings and stuff. And it's turned out to be like one of the best things that's ever happened to me. Like, she's been so incredible and I feel so lucky because I have had a few kind of dud therapists, if I'm honest. It's just, I've had some kind of whatever experiences, and then I've had some like very strange experiences where I've had to like fire a therapist. Maybe I'll talk about it at some point, but I think the best piece of advice that my therapist has given me, a big one for me, is learning more about my OCD and the fact that I have a bunch of different, like, of those kind of subtypes of OCD, like the moral scrupulosity or kind of very black and white thinking, you know, things like that. Because I used to think I was like a super chill, go with the flow, laid back, nuanced person, and in some ways I am, but in other ways I am so black and white because of my OCD. And I'm like, no, this is right, this is wrong, this is good person, this is bad person, you know, and not really having much space for the nuance in between. And that can go with all different categories of life too, like not just people. It can be decisions that I feel like are right or wrong, and it gets a little muddled sometimes with like internet comments and things like that. But truly, like, working with her and having that constant reminder of like, hey, so there's no such thing as right and wrong in this situation, it's just one choice or the other, you know, helping me with like my indecisiveness. Lately, I talked about this, lately she's been helping me decide on something and then just going with that decision instead of being like, well, wait, I'm gonna change my mind later, or I can always change my mind. No, you make a decision and then you just live with that decision instead of constantly trying to go back in time and think you need to change it or whatever. And I think that's been helping quite a bit. So there are many more things, and I'll probably think of more as I'm editing this, but oh, I feel so fortunate that I found my therapist. Like, she's just everything. Okay, I am going to change out of my literal pajamas for my next call. It's in like 15 minutes, a little less, and I might grab a little snack and then we will continue on with our day. All right, I just changed into my outfit of the day, which is this sweater that I got from an estate sale in Beverly Hills. It is the cutest, most fun spring sweater ever, and then I just have my typical Levi's baggy dad jeans on, my same glasses I wear pretty much all the time. We're going for the call. Hello. All right, next up on the agenda is a pedicure. It is necessary. My toes are looking a little crazy, so we're gonna do that. We have a few minutes to kill before my appointment, so we'll do another voice note. This is so fun for me, by the way. I am truly having the time of my life, so let's do just a quick one.
Hi Carrie, I hope you're doing well. I actually have 2 questions for you. First, what are you currently reading? And second, what have you changed your mind about in the last year?
Those are such good questions. Okay, the first, what I'm currently reading is Heated Rivalry. I am finally now like 60% done with it. Basically, my whole thing with reading is I will typically only read when I'm like getting ready to go to bed, and then by that time I'm already tired and then I want to go to sleep, and I read, you know, for 5 minutes, and so it takes me a really long time to like get through books sometimes, and a lot of times I feel like I will have to be really super into it to like read it during the day and kind of crack away at it in that way. But I will probably finish Heated Rivalry in the next like week or so, and then I will either move on to the 3rd book in the series or jump back into like a thriller of some kind. And then something I've changed my mind on. I've really changed my mind, I mean, and this is just me personally, on like my mentality towards weight loss injections. Like I'm not currently on them. I never have been, but I used to view it as this very I used to kind of shame people in my head and be like, I don't know, I've always been a proponent for bodily autonomy. Like I truly think you should do whatever you want with your own body. Just because, you know, I wouldn't personally do something doesn't mean that there's anything wrong with it. I think maybe just in the beginning there were a lot of unknowns. There still are a lot of unknowns, but I just think that people should do whatever it is that they need to do to feel healthy, or whatever that means to them. I'm not wording this very properly, but I guess I just have a lot more nuance in my brain for the topic, whereas maybe before I would not look down on it, but just, yeah, low-key like judge a little bit. I also think we're just so comfortable talking about other people's bodies and like singling out specific women and being like, she's too thin, or I don't like it. I don't like it at all. And so yeah, there is a conversation to be had about the fact that we like, everyone feels like they're shrinking right in front of our eyes. It's not a good feeling to feel like everybody's getting smaller and like plus sizes are dwindling in stores, and it's like we're swinging right back into the early 2000s like thin epidemic and all of that kind of stuff. All of that's true, but I also think I just believe in somebody's autonomy, and even besides the injections part of it, I think if someone wants to lose weight, they should be allowed to do that. That feels even weird to say out loud, because there was a time where I would never have said that online. Intentional weight loss, unintentional weight loss, whatever it is. Yeah, I think I've just softened a little bit in that category, whereas before I was very black and white about it. All right, let's go get a pedi. All right, got some fresh toes. I went for red this time, because why not? And we are gonna answer a couple more.
Hi, Carrie. All right, my question is, what inspires you on a daily basis? I know that you love books. I know that you love fashion. I know that you're just always so integrated in what's the latest. I just want to know where you get your inspiration from on a daily basis, or just for life. Anyways, love you, big fan.
Oh, that's so nice. Shares also sent one other one.
I also do have one more question. Overall, what is one thing with your career and with your success in life that you will not sacrifice, that is just 100% for you, and that you would not let get in the way of, you know, your goals and your dreams? Anyways, thanks.
Oh, that's so nice. Okay, to answer the first question, I find inspiration, I've noticed as I've gotten older, mostly from like nature, like flowers, trees, the beach, the mountains, whatever it is. Like that's where I draw the most inspiration from. And I mean like Pinterest, obviously too. Like I love scrolling Pinterest, and that's like a happy scroll for me. It makes me feel so like alive and inspired, and I see so many cute outfits, and I follow all sorts of different things like on Pinterest, or you know, I pin all sorts of different things. I mean, there's like home decor stuff, there's food stuff, there's graphic design stuff, there's fashion. It's like kind of everything all in one. But as far as something that I would never let get in the way of my career, one thing that I will not compromise anymore is, yeah, allowing too much of my online career and my online presence seep into my like inner circle personal life, or even like my inner thoughts. I used to really internalize a lot of the things that people would say to me or about me or whatever. Really, I guess the one thing that I will not sacrifice ever again is like my mental sanity, my mental well-being. Like my mental health is always gonna come first, like well before my career or anything else. And it's just like a non-negotiable for me, you know? Okay, let's do one more before we head home.
Oh my gosh, first of all, hi. I love you. I was just telling my husband I'm like geeking out because you responded to me and accepted my message. But my question for you is, how do you deal with going through different transitions of life and friendships? I feel like as I get older, a lot of my friendships are fading and we just don't have the same common interests, or we have different political views, and it's just really frustrating to feel like you have no one that you can really lean on or rely on, apart from like your spouse. So yeah, interested in hearing your thoughts.
Oh my gosh, you sweet angel. First of all, that is so nice. Thank you so much. I'm sending you the biggest hug. Thank you so much for those kind words. Oh, my heart. My heart feels like it's gonna burst. Okay, my first thought when you said that was, yes, I can 100% relate, especially with the like difference in political beliefs and all of that. And I personally, okay, I'm speaking for myself, I don't have the space in my life for anyone who disagrees on things like basic human rights. And like, unfortunately, that also is aligned with political stuff now. Like, we're not gonna get into the semantics of all of that, but like, I have had multi-decade friendships end over this, like more than one. And it's interesting because for some of them it's like out of left field. You're like, whoa, where did this come from? For some it's kind of a little more expected, but it's like maybe it never came up or we never talked about it or whatever. But what I will say is, take the time to grieve the loss of those friendships. My therapist actually suggested that like I light a candle and sort of like do a kind of a goodbye type of thing, and I thought that that was such a good idea. And also to really look forward to all of the new friendships you're gonna make. You know, after you grieve the loss of the friendship, and after you grieve the ending of the friendship and grieve that person no longer being in your life, you can realize that there's an opportunity for someone else who's more aligned with you to enter your life, and that could be at any point in time. I always have loved the sentiment and sort of the phrase of like, you haven't even met all of the people who will love you yet. And I just think that that is so special and something to really look forward to. And I'm sending you a lot of love because also, yeah, and even just within friendships that are of the same political view, you know, sometimes people move away, sometimes people have kids, sometimes people get really busy with work, and it's like really hard to kind of maintain the relationship and keep up with each other. But it's definitely, I think, an extremely common thing that people are going through, especially like young women, you know, millennials, Gen Zs, etc., are really struggling with just friendship in a changing world. The entire political climate changed. We had a pandemic, like there's a lot that happened, and so give yourself some grace there for sure, but maybe focusing more on trying to make newer friendships will make you feel more excited and hopeful about the future, you know? Okay, it is almost lunchtime, so I am going to head home. We are gonna make some lunch, and then I'm gonna get some computer work done. I have a lot of prep to do for a big filming day tomorrow. I'm filming like 3 partnerships tomorrow, like a YouTube video, YouTube shorts, Instagram reels. I have editing to do, etc. So let's get to work. All right, eating my leftovers for lunch. Here's the next one.
Hi Carrie, this is Kristen. So, this is my question. In your own personal opinion, based off of your own experience, when someone travels to Japan, what should they do based off of your own experience there?
Whoa.
Maybe what restaurant should they go to? What outdoor activities should they do? What touristy location should they go to? What's like the number one thing you would say people should do when they travel to Japan? In your own personal biased opinion from your travels in Japan. Anyway, it's kind of a long-winded question, but I love your videos. I've been watching them forever. Thank you so much for just consistently making content for so many years. Your videos make my day better always. So Anyways, have an amazing rest of your night. Can't wait to see the video that you make with these questions.
Oh my gosh, you're so sweet. Thank you so much. Okay, my own personal experience. What were my Japan highlights and must-dos? I mean, you have to do karaoke, obviously, in the place where it originated. It doesn't really matter where. Like, it's just fun everywhere. Most of the places, if not all of the places you go to, you'll just have a private room. So it's not like the typical, you go to a bar and you sing in front of the whole crowd. It's like they'll put you in a room and you get drinks and, oh, it's so much fun. Depending on where you go in Japan, like if you're gonna be in Tokyo, there's tons of touristy and fun things to do. Also in Kyoto and Osaka, which those are the only 3 places we've been to in Japan, but Shimokitazawa was a big hit. Like so much fun thrifting to do there, cute cafes, wine bars, coffee shops.
I don't know, I think it's also nice to visit the touristy spots. I mean, you're a tourist, so it's kind of catered to you, and there's a lot to do. Going to temples.
Yeah, like Meiji Shrine is amazing.
Yeah, go to like small temples, even within Tokyo. Hiiii Shrine, that's the one. That was really a good one. Check out the palace. Even if you just walk the grounds around the boat.
Very cool.
Shopping.
Oh my god, so much shopping. I love all the little things, like getting all the viral foods and trying the things out of the vending machines and trying all the drinks and like even just going to any konbini and like getting a huge array of like snacks and drinks and like trying them all. That was like how we discovered some of our favorite things, especially on our first trip. We would just go like every single night and we would try like a new ice cream or like a new pastry or a new dessert or a new like soup or whatever, and it was like so much fun.
Get McDonald's.
Low-key, their McDonald's is so good. I mean, obviously there are other dining experiences. Like, yeah, just get yourself like really good sushi, yakitori, go to like gyoza places, try every bar. Like there's so many fun, cool bars. Even if you don't drink, get like a mocktail or something. Going to like a lot of the little small izakayas is such a cool experience, and you can meet really cool people, and sometimes you even have to use like Google Translate to communicate, but you just meet like some of the kindest, coolest people in Japan. I love it so much.
Hey Carrie, how are you? When are you getting a cat? Love you, bye.
A cat?
Drew said he never wants to have another litter box again.
I don't.
He wants to get a dog next. I want both. Like, I want to have both again, but I really do not miss the litter box lifestyle. Maybe we could get like a cat that's trained to go in the toilet. Show him like a kitten and he's in, you know what I mean? So it would just take the right kitten.
I feel like it's one of those situations where people say like, what's the cat lottery or whatever? Like
the cat distribution system.
If a cat showed up at our front door and had no collar, it looked like it was homeless.
It's ours.
You were taking it.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's the only way.
Yeah, sure. I mean, that's how your family has gotten like a couple, all of your cats.
All our cats.
Well, our time will come.
No.
We'll see.
Hopefully it's another tuxedo cat.
Aww.
Hi, Carrie. This is so fun. Thank you for doing this. I love you. I've been watching you forever. I have a question that I'm hoping for some advice on.
Oh gosh,
if
okay.
you'd be so willing. I am in a PhD program, and in November I'll be applying to internship sites anywhere in the country to start in the fall of 2027 for 1 year. And I'm kind of going back and forth between staying where I am in this area and spreading my wings and going somewhere for a year. I'm a total homebody, and I'm about 2 hours away from where my family is. And kind of like my home base. I'm planning to move back there after I finish my PhD, but I'm weighing the pros and cons of spreading my wings for internship year and going somewhere fun and cool and exciting. So I would just love to hear your thoughts about that, if you'd be so willing. And yeah, I love you. Thank you.
Love you too. Oh, that's so nice. I'm always going to be a proponent for like spreading your wings and trying something different, especially if it's just for a year. But also I completely understand it's expensive to move somewhere else for a year. Logistically, it can be kind of a nightmare, you know, with trying to figure out housing or like how to get some of your stuff out there. You know, moving in general like is stressful. So I'm always going to be the person that's like, you should move, you should do it, you should try somewhere, you should just go, like just go, just figure it out. But it's obviously a lot easier said than done. Like there is always going to be like growing pains or little things that pop up, and it's never going to be a perfect experience. But especially if you pick somewhere maybe that you've like always wanted to go, or that like you really, really love and you want to spend more time. I mean, obviously I don't know like what the limitations are and like if you can just pick anywhere or whatever, but especially since you mentioned that you're going to come back home after the fact and like move closer to family and stuff, I say do it. I say do it! Easier for me to say because I'm not the one doing it, but absolutely support your decision to do it. And also, you're so smart and cool. That's amazing. Congratulations.
Hi, Carrie. I would love to know if you could have a day full of the perfect meals, the perfect snacks, what would they be?
Ooh, perfect meals and snacks. A really good iced coffee in the morning with like a delicious pastry. Then maybe like a brunch situation with like an avocado toast and like, I don't know, some chilaquiles or something, like something delicious brunch wise with a mimosa, of course. Then for lunch, because we're just talking about food, right? For lunch, maybe like an insanely good kind of artisan sandwich. Like it's got some cool pesto and like spread situation going on, like balsamic glaze, you know what I mean? Like something like that. And then for an afternoon snack, maybe a little like smoothie or boba. That'd be amazing. For dinner, oh God. I'm going to pasta. I'm like some insanely delicious pasta with like a pink sauce, and it's like fresh and homemade, and there's like an ice cold, crunchy, crispy Caesar salad with a Diet Coke, of course, and like a delicious crisp glass of Sauvignon Blanc or like a Sancerre or something like that. Some really good dip, like it's a garlic bread, it's a crostini, it's a spinach and artichoke. I don't know what I'm dipping. That's all I know. Maybe like the Elefante whipped eggplant dip, like something like that. And then for dessert, it's got to be some sort of, I was gonna say gelato, so maybe we get gelato earlier in the day. It's got to be some sort of like molten lava cake, some kind of, you know what I'm talking about? Like that kind of lava brownie. It's got to be something like that, or sticky toffee pudding. Like it has to be sticky toffee pudding. My dream day of eating.
Hi. Okay, my question is, how do you remain close with your nieces? And what are some things that you do to make sure that you maintain that relationship with them, especially as they get older? I have a niece and nephew that are 7 and 8, and they currently think I'm the coolest person in the world. So I really want to make sure that I maintain that relationship, even when I don't always live super close to them.
Yes.
Thanks so much.
Oh, I bet you're an amazing auntie. Okay. The biggest one is showing up. Like Drew and I prioritize showing up for the girls. So we will like quite literally take a trip. We will go to a softball game. We will drive back to Arizona. We will do anything to make sure that they know that we're like a presence in their lives and that we're gonna show up for them, like no matter what. I mean, within reason, of course. We try to plan things together. That's a huge reason why we still have our place in Arizona, if I'm honest. Besides all of the like trying to keep in touch and like FaceTime and, you know, do that kind of thing. It's also being willing to adapt to the changes as they happen, because once they start getting a little bit older, it's like, yes, you go through that phase where you're the coolest thing in the world, and then it's like sort of you're like a grown-up and they want to hang out with their friends, and you know, makes perfect sense. But just trying to adjust the approach, show up in like different ways, just being there, really, like they will always remember that you were there. Okay, I don't know what's going on, my camera was doing something weird. Anyways, like, yeah, you're doing amazing, sweetie, is what I'm trying to say. And I bet you're the coolest auntie ever. But yeah, it's really just showing up.
How do you think your style has evolved over the last, say, 5 years?
Ooh.
And how has that influenced how you shop?
Okay, I feel like over the last 5 years, my style has changed so much. And I think like I used to get really confused about what my style was, because I have so many different loves in my life when it comes to style. Like I love so many different aesthetics, as you would call it, or different types of style, and I used to think that maybe you had to be like one. And then I discovered one time I was like out to dinner with some friends, and I was like basically presented it in a negative way, and I was like, I don't know, like I don't feel like I really have personal style. I'm kind of all over the place. I like this, I like that. And one of my friends was like, what if that is your personal style? Like what if that's your thing? What if you have a very eclectic style and you are inspired by a lot of different types of styles and genres? And I was like, oh yeah, like that's a perfect way to describe it. And so that's really helped me a lot since then, and just given it new perspective. So I would say like over recent years, in the last 5 years or so, I've become so much more inspired by color. I really love color, and I really love like pattern and, you know, kind of that eclectic sort of vibe. I also really love nostalgia, even more so now, I would say, than I did 5 years ago. Like I used to lean much more 90s, which I still love, but now I'm like a little bit more nostalgic for like that middle school, high school era of mine, kind of more Y2K, the like baggy jeans with flip-flops and like that kind of look. So my biggest inspirations are like rewatching Laguna Beach, watching any Mary-Kate and Ashley movie, watching Lizzie McGuire, and just things like that, and trying to adapt them to my current style as like a 38-year-old, you know? All right, we are taking our midday antibiotic. If you need a reminder to take your meds, take them. That ice maker, I swear to God. All right, let's put on our sticker. Honestly, this sticker chart like is cute, right? Like it's fun for just sort of the nostalgic, like inner child kind of fun. Like why don't we make ourselves sticker charts in adulthood kind of thing? But also it's very helpful for me as a girly with ADHD to be able to track if I've taken something or not. I cannot tell you how many times I have referred to that and been like, did I? Okay, I did. So it's quite nice. All right, let's get away from this freaking ice maker. All right, I am now going to do a little bit of coloring. I have a love-hate with this coloring book because I keep forgetting to put the little back behind the page, and then I'll do like, you know, different things and it'll bleed onto the next page. So we'll try not to do that today. We're going to color this little fella. All right, let's answer some more. I want to answer all of them because you guys all, you know, it was so nice of you to take time out of your day to send them, but I don't think I'm gonna get to all of them, and this video is already gonna be so long, but you know, maybe I'll just make this a really long one. Okay.
Hi Carrie, hope you're well. I just want to preface my question by saying I absolutely adore you. I've been following your content for over a decade.
Oh my God.
It's just been incredible growing up alongside like the evolution of you and your content, and anyway, I love you. As a chronically ill girly, how have you managed to kind of build your resilience to cope with that? It's rubbish, it's overwhelming, it's draining, and advocating for yourself is just exhausting. So what do you do to protect your peace? What are your small kind of goals that just, you know, your small wins that help you through that? Anyway, I'm really sorry, this is really long. Okay, love you, bye.
Oh my gosh, that's so nice. Okay, so let me think. When I'm going through health issues, like even honestly as of today, I was still just thinking about those kind of really discouraging moments where it's like, am I ever gonna get better? I'm gonna have to take another SIBO test after my antibiotics are done. I'm gonna have to do another thing. I'm gonna have to do another thing. And I try to think about it like, number one, it's a privilege to be able to do these things and to be able to have access to do these things for myself. It's incredible, but also it's like a way for me to show up for myself. Like it's kind of one of the biggest acts of self-love is to advocate for yourself and take care of yourself. And I've talked about it before. I really try to like picture my younger self, and that's like the version of me that I'm taking care of. But I mean, for sure there are moments where I'm just like, I don't want to do this is too hard, or like I'm tired, or I just don't feel like taking care of this anymore, following up on this, it seems like no one else cares, you know, that kind of thing. It can be frustrating. Like I definitely have moments. I have these new markers and I'm still figuring it out. But yeah, to answer your question, it's up and down. It is such a roller coaster journey. And I just hope anyone else who's watching this and is going through health issues or going through a chronic illness or going through health problems for the first time or whatever it is, like, please be gentle with yourself. Please be kind with yourself. Please be patient with yourself. And also, please advocate for yourself. It is tough. It is tough. And I am sending so much love to anyone out there who is dealing with a chronic illness or a disability. Like, yeah, I just wish that it was easier. That's all.
Hi Carrie, this is Elisa. If you could fly to Europe right now, which country would you choose?
Ooh.
It's better not to name the country where I'm from, otherwise you may think you have to choose mine. And you can choose whichever country you like.
Oh.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Oh my gosh, what a sweetie. Okay, if I could choose one country in Europe to visit right now, Off the top of my head, I'm thinking Switzerland because I just watched Molly May's new vlog where she went on her baby moon with Tommy and they went to Switzerland and it looked unbelievable. But I've seen so many travel videos from so many different parts of Europe, like trying to remember where was the video that I saw recently from. I think when I was watching a video recently, they were taking a trip to Albania and they went to like all these beautiful beaches and there were mountains and like that looked unreal too. Honestly, take me wherever. I'm making this so long, but it's fine.
Oh my goodness, this is so exciting. Hi.
Hi. Love you too.
So what's something small that's been making your days better lately? Could be anything. Easy.
Something small. Easy.
Bye.
Love ya. Any kind of crafting, any kind of arts, any kind of crafting, doing something with my hands, coloring a little page in a book, you know, making a junk journal page, whatever. That is definitely like where I'm reaching my flow state, you know what I mean? I love it.
Hi Carrie, I love you so much. My question is, do you deal with health anxiety and like catastrophizing thoughts about your health? Because I know you've had health problems recently and I have too, and I kind of tend to spiral out of control about like all the what ifs about my health. So if you have dealt with that, how do you kind of reel back those thoughts and like self-soothe and calm yourself down about those thoughts?
Whew.
Thank you.
Oh, that's so sweet. I fully like spiraled last night. I mean, I spiral all the time about health stuff. Part of it's my OCD, so it's sort of like it is what it is, but I wish I had like some sort of resolution or some sort of answer to give you that was like, this is what I do that helps. But I mean, exposure therapy has helped a lot. Instead of sort of like being afraid of those things happening, you have to like get into an exercise where you're like, maybe this will happen. Instead of like kind of always searching for that reassurance and that comfort, learning that like, yeah, this could actually very well happen, and sort of just being not okay with it, but well, yeah, I guess microdosing that discomfort, it helps. It sucks. Trust me, I don't like that exposure therapy works, you know, but it has been helping, and you really do kind of eventually have to face that fear of like, oh man, okay, I've gotta like face it head on, as opposed to trying like to shy away from it, if that makes sense. Not saying that's what you're doing, it's just what I do, but really like, you know, just kind of staring it in the face. But I mean, I was spiraling last night, even last night, so you are definitely not alone in that.
Hello. I'm so sorry it took me so long to figure out how to do this.
You're fine, girl.
I'm an OCD therapist, and I'm really grateful for the ways that you talk about OCD and bring awareness to it, and awareness and destigmatize, you know, therapy in general. So that makes my heart really happy. And I wanted to know what your opinions are about some of the most harmful stereotypes or misconceptions about OCD that exist out there. I know there are many, and I just wanted to know your thoughts about that. Thank you so much, and I am obsessed with you.
Oh my god, likewise.
No pun intended with saying obsessed.
It's amazing. Okay, the first thing that popped into my head was when people think that OCD is like a little quirk of, you know, oh, she likes things very clean, so she's very OCD about it. I'm like, yeah, I was like praying at certain times of the day so that I wouldn't throw up or my parents wouldn't die from like a very young age. We're on different, this is a different thing. Someone saying I'm so OCD about that. I've seen like friends in real life, family in real life make kind of offhanded comments, obviously like not ill-intended, but I just think it's such a common misconception that people with OCD are like clean and whatever, and it's like, no, like we're doing compulsions so that bad things don't happen to our friends and family. Do you know what I mean? Like, we are not the same. So yeah, definitely like something like that I would say is probably the most frustrating of all, where you're just like, are you joking? And honestly, thank you so much for the work you do. Like, it's truly changed my life, so I can't even imagine how many other lives you're changing by doing what you do. So the respect and admiration and obsession is mutual.
Hi. Okay, I'll keep it short because you've probably gotten a million. How are you dealing with cutting out friends who don't agree with politically? I've had to end like my longest friendship, 20 years, because things got insane. How are you handling it? I'm sure it's happening to everybody. Thanks, Carrie.
Aww. You're the best. Listen, I know I kind of mentioned it earlier. It's hard. Like, it's hard, and I don't think that there's any perfect way to go through it. You know, one of my also like oldest friendships that I had for over 20 years ended like a few years ago, and I'm still processing it. I'm like, what happened? How did we get to this point? Like, it doesn't help that I do have OCD and I kind of overplay things over and over again in my head and stuff, but it's wild. Like, for someone to just be such a large part of your life and then sort of like never be part of it again, it's like a huge whiplash moment emotionally. And I think it really helps to know that we're not alone in this feeling. So many of us are feeling this way, and it's kind of like not talked about a lot, you know. And I hope that by talking about it more, we will all like normalize it and make everybody feel less alone, you know what I mean? I'm sending you so much love. Should we start like a scorned best friends, like who survived, you know, our besties who became Trumpies club or something? God, it's funny, but it's not funny, you know what I mean?
Hi Carrie, I hope you're doing well. My question for you is, what made you decide to move to Los Angeles in the first place?
Ooh.
I know this last time you guys moved down, but before that, when you first went to Los Angeles, what was the reason that you wanted to go? My husband and I are thinking of moving down to LA, and just really curious about what other people's experiences living there in their 30s is like.
Aww.
Anyway, love you.
Oh,
Bye.
that's so nice. Really one of the first things that drew me to LA was that I just love Southern California, and then two of my best friends, actually three of my like best childhood or high school friends moved to LA after high school. So like in the process of visiting them and sort of being there, I just fell in love with the city. I still love it. Every time Drew and I go back, we're like, should we move back? But like, you know, it's nice being super close by. But yeah, it's just a magical city. There's so much culture, there's so much food, there's so much beauty. I just love LA so much, and I think if you've been thinking about it, you should do it. Just my opinion. But everything from like the hikes to the beaches, like Malibu, oh my god, if you have time to like drive up, like it's stunning. There's so many good places to eat. There's really good coffee shops. There's really fun bars. But it's like, for me, it's more like it has a sense of home because so many of my hometown friends have lived there for so long that like it feels like home in that sense.
Hi, Carrie. First things first, how's your health, your mental health, physical health? I think about you often, and I'm always sending you positive vibes.
Oh my gosh.
Second, I have multiple questions about concerts.
Okay.
Like, what would be your dream, or who or what would be your dream concert?
Okay.
What concerts have you been to in the past, and do you have any planned for the near future? Love you.
Love you too. Oh my gosh, that's so nice. Okay, my dream concert, well, I mean, can I say like the original Beatles or something? Like, obviously that would be my dream concert, or like the Spice Girls, all 5 of them or something like that. Like, that's what jumps to the front of my mind. But also for a concert that like was my dream or my favorite concert I've been to, it has to be the Eras tour. I went twice. I got so lucky and was able to go twice, and just had the best night both times. You know, we had like a girls thing the first time, and we had such a blast, us girls together. And then I went the second time with Drew, and it was just magical. Like, truly some of the best nights ever. And then what other concerts have I been to? I've seen Red Hot Chili Peppers. I've been to Ariana Grande, Taylor Swift a bunch of times. I've seen Bleachers, the 1975. I grew up, like, because my dad's a musician, I grew up going to like concerts all the time. They were like, you know, part of his work. So a lot of different country music people. And then future plans, I'd really still love to try and figure out if I can see Ariana Grande when she comes here. Alexa and I are seeing Hillary Duff in, is it July? I think it's July. I'm sure I'm forgetting some, but that's the gist. Oh my god, this is so long. I'm so sorry.
Hey Carrie, I was just wondering if, like, what makes a follower of yours, or if you want to call it like fans, what makes them special to you? Like, what is your favorite kind of follower? Somebody who is along your journey with you, Like, what are the things about some of us that you like seeing? And because I know you get a lot of really obnoxious comments, but yeah, I would love to hear like that aspect of it, what makes it a good fan, I guess. And if you've always felt that attachment to the people in your community, or if that's something that you noticed became stronger, like maybe when you started vlogging versus making your traditional content. Or anyway, I was just curious about that. Love you.
Love you. Oh, that's so nice. That's such a thoughtful question. Especially like focusing on the positive, you know, like I love that. Okay, so I just splattered ink all over this. I don't know how. Okay, so I'm thinking about the part where you said like attributes that I really enjoy from viewers. I would say I always get so proud when I see just like really fun humor. Like I love when people joke along and like don't take things so seriously. I love when I get the supportive comments in like a funny kind of way. Like people will be like, I don't know, make a comment about me changing pillowcases quickly or whatever. Like it just feels like, yeah, we're all in this little like kind of inside joke together, and I love that. I love humor. And then did I always feel connected? Yeah, I feel like vlogging did change things a lot because I used to post like story time videos back in the day and stuff like that, and that was fun. And then once I started making like more fashion content and then started this vlog channel, yeah, I do feel like there was much more of a closeness, maybe because I was like being more vulnerable and sharing more and kind of letting people into like my more personal life as opposed to just like a story or a little hacks video or whatever, you know? But yeah, I love that so much.
Hi, Carrie. First off, you're one of my favorite creators. I love your stuff so much. You're on in the background almost every day for me. So this is really cool that I'm getting to actually talk to you. But I just graduated from college and I got my first real job in an office. And I wear business casual or business professional every day. And so I was asking maybe for a little bit more advice rather than a question. I don't know how to keep my personal style while also fitting in this new dress code, and I feel like our styles are really similar. So if you have any advice for like keeping a personal style while you're in a place that doesn't always let you have it, I would love to hear your thoughts. And also I hope you're having the best day, and this is such a cute little idea.
Oh my gosh, you're so sweet. First of all, your accent is so comforting. It feels like I'm back home and I love it so much. I cannot imagine how difficult it must be to like maintain a sense of style while being confined to a uniform. I remember even just like working restaurant jobs, that was really hard for me. I'm wondering if it would be easy to like accessorize. Like would you be able to play around with accessories or even like silhouettes? Like maybe if you have to wear a blazer, can you thrift like a men's blazer? Can it be more oversized? Could you do like a fun loafer with your trousers? Or could you do like fun different belts, or even like doing a fun little button down with like a tie? I follow someone on Instagram. Her name is Meg and her Instagram account is Get Dressed Meg, and she wears ties every Tuesday and she works in an office job and she keeps it really funky and fresh and like very true to her personal style. So I would definitely recommend following her. She just encourages like lots of color and fun little pops of things, and she talks about how like the men at her work, you know, don't like the things she wears, and so it makes her like more inclined to do it, and I just love that. So hopefully those things help and you're able to get dressed in a way that you like. Okay, this is the last one I'm doing, I promise.
Hi Carrie, my name is Tess. My question is, do you have any tips for somebody starting a YouTube channel and finding their voice? There's so many creators out there and I just love your community so much. So as somebody who looks up to you and would love to start a YouTube channel and build a great community, I'd just like to know, any tips or advice you have.
Oh my gosh, you're so sweet. Okay, first of all, I love this community so much. It means so much to me, and I feel like the best way to attract like-minded people is to just be yourself. Like, be as much of your authentic self as possible. I know it's not always that straightforward and that easy because obviously it's like you have to save something for yourself. My biggest advice is just to do it. Like, think about the things that drive you, think about the things that inspire you, think about the things that you enjoy watching. Like, do you enjoy gaming? Do you enjoy vlogging? Do you enjoy RV renovations or room makeovers or arts and crafts or cooking or whatever? Like, there truly is a niche for everyone online. Like, there doesn't have to be this sort of one facet kind of thing. You can also do a bunch of different things like I do, but my biggest advice is just to do it. Like, you simply just have to do it. The sooner the better. Like, I cannot wait to see what happens with you. Please tell me if you end up getting a YouTube channel, because we will all subscribe, won't we? Yes, we will. The more true to yourself you are, and the more you have fun with it, the easier it will be and the more people will be drawn to you. So I'm so excited for you. Okay, anyways, this has been hours of me filming this. No, not hours, but like, it's long enough. So I'm gonna end this here. I'm gonna finish coloring. I'm gonna finish my work for the day. But thank you so much to everyone who sent in your questions. That is just so sweet and kind. I appreciate it so much. I will definitely do this in the future. If you guys want to see more of these, let me know. But it was just so special to hear your voices and feel more connected to you, and like, I just want to hang out. You guys are the best. Thank you guys so much for being here. Thanks for watching this vlog, and I'll see you very soon in my next one. Bye!